So this is basically the SFB 3000. You can of course compare it to the Wolfram and basically a 3K. The Wolfram and the Sundown both use this vendor, this factory or whatever. And but I wanted to go over the settings. So some people get a little confused because they're like, why is there a high pass filter on there? If you look at the numbers, it's very low in the frequency. I don't know, it won't focus. Focus. There we go. 25 hertz to 80 hertz. So this is basically an infrasonic, but technically it is correct to be called a high pass filter. So you want this all the way off to the left because the whole point of the subwoofer system is to play low frequency. So you don't want anything fucking with that. Low pass filter. You don't have to use this, especially if you're using like a DSP or your deck, your head unit has a built-in low pass filter. That's a lot easier to tweak. Then in that case, you would just go all the way to the right. Also, if you listen to banda, if you listen to Mexican music, you want this a little on the high side. This one stops off at like, what is it? Looks like 200 hertz. I can't really see it. Does this say it? Focus. It's not focusing. Sorry. 200 hertz. So you can put it all the way up, and because there's a lot of sousaphone that they use in Mexican music that you want to hear, and so you want a high crossover point if you're going to listen to that music. So gain, typically just play it safe, which is halfway. This is a very powerful amp, high voltage, and so you do not need much of a gain. Gain always depends on impedance. Yeah, that's right, I said it. It depends on impedance, what the final impedance is that you're running, whether it's 2 ohm, half an ohm, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, and whether or not it's compatible or incompatible with the amp, because there's a lot of idiots out there that will go, it's only cool if it runs half an ohm. And I'm like, you're an idiot, you deserve a fire. And so they get a fire, and then their face burns off. That's fine. I'm okay with that, because I've already warned them. But basically it depends on impedance, and then also how hot, how much voltage is on your input. Right? If you have a line driver or some sort of device like an epicenter, which you do not need. Again, epicenters were made for cassette players. If you're not running a cassette player, you don't need an epicenter. But if you're still running it, you got to be careful about the voltage that you think you need, whether you need 4 volts RMS or whatever it is. Again, I went over that whole thing about how all these guys that sell head units are lying to you, but that's fine. If you want to listen to the bullshit, listen to the bullshit. But it depends on your input, and then you're also on your output impedance, and that's going to determine your gain. What's great about this amplifier is that it already has clip indicators, and you can sit there and watch a soft clip. Now, what's a soft clip? A soft clip is where like it hits a bass note and the clip light flickers for a second, just for like a little fraction of a second. That's okay. So now when it's on all the time, that's a no-no. Okay, so soft clipping is okay. Hard clipping, no, that's a no bueno. And then as far as bass boost, I like to be real soft on the bass boost. Typically, I just like to give, just for whatever shitters and getters, is quarter turn from 0. And then no more than half. Because I don't think this one says plus 12, but again, a lot of these calculations are not accurate when it finally makes it to production on the circuit board. You're gonna have to talk to somebody that has an O-scope and can show you all that stuff of what the bass boost actually is, and then also what frequency that it is. I don't know what frequency this is. I'm assuming it's right around 40, maybe even 45 hertz, which is what the old school amps like Punch, Rockford used 45, PPI mostly used 40 hertz. That's why their amps sounded better. But again, there's no difference. So, but this is just a fan club. I just wanted to go over this crossover quandary. People go, what do I set the crossovers to? I'm like, you've bought this high performance equipment and you don't know how to set the crossovers? You have dug yourself into a pool of poo-poo. Learn your fucking shit, dude. Learn the basics. Read that fucking long ass book called the Loudspeaker Cookbook. Read. Yes, is it hard to consume? Yes. Do you have ADHD? Yes. So you got to overcome that shit. Quit being a fucking pussy. Love you guys. Bye.